Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am Damien Marie AtHope. In the simplest terms, I am an atheist humanist philosopher and prehistorical writer-researcher at DamienMarieAtHope.com. I am specifically an axiological atheist. An axiological atheism can be thought to involve ethical and value theory reasoned and moral argument driven apatheism, Ignosticism, Atheism, Anti-theism, Anti-religionism, Secularism, and Humanism. Axiological atheists can be understood as a value theory or a value science atheist. As an axiological atheism's ethically reasoned and constructive pro-humanity. I am an axiological thinker, value theorist. The science of goodness, worthiness, usefulness, valuableness, virtue, reliableness, accuracy, validity, morality, integrity, beneficialness, etc., etc. We axiologists have a value consciousness. And in general, we see the architecture of humanistic humanitarianism value in people that we see as dignity beings. Places and things are not. Axiology is a value theory. In its broadest sense, it involves areas of philosophy that are deemed to encompass some evaluative or evaluation aspect. Therefore, it crosses almost all domains in some way or another. Now for a more detailed terms as to what I am. I am an axiological atheist, an anti-theist, an anti-religionist, secularist, humanist, rationalist, writer, artist, poet, philosopher, advocate, activist, with schooling in psychology, sociology, as well as I am an autodidact, self-taught in science, archaeology, anthropology, and philosophy. I promote science and am against pseudoscience, pseudo-history, pseudo-morality, things that are found in religion. Hi. This is Damien Marie AtHope, and I am an axiological atheist. And today I would like to address something I think is really important, especially with all the hate and fighting for justice and rights and human value and human dignity. So I want to address grasping the power and the value of dignity. We are at a time of great change. So one may ask, well, what is this thing, dignity, anyway? Before I address this, I am reminded that Father's Day is here. For many, a time of great appreciation for loving fathers. I, on the other hand, have no bright story of my father, but rather a set of dark postcard memories of abuse and a general lack of respect for my rights and human dignity. The vulnerable are always at risk for dignity violations. I wish to not be the thing, though, that abuse made. I value not just my own dignity, but that of others. Because if the only rights one fights for is their own, then they have a lot to learn about the value of rights. Here are some thoughts from the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. The concept of human dignity features in ethical, legal, and political discourse at a foundational commitment to human values or human status. A focal concept of human dignity can be reconstructed, even if its use or varied understanding, or even if there are many competing conceptions of human dignity. And this concept provides the most illuminating perspective from which to view human dignity's range of conceptions and use. Human dignity can denote the special evaluation of the human species, the special potentially association with rational humanity, or the basic entitlements of each individual. There are, by extension, dramatically different normative uses to which the concept of dignity can be put. It is connected variously to ideas of sanctity, autonomy, personhood, flourishing, and self-respect. And dignity produces, at times, strict prohibitions and empowerments of the individual. It can also potentially be used to express the core commitments of liberal political philosophy, as well as precisely those duty-based obligations to self and others that communitarian philosophers consider to be systematically neglected, often by liberal political philosophy. A characteristic expression is found in the preamble of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights in 1966. Those rights derive from the inherent dignity of the human person, and whose principles are recorded of the inherent dignity and of the equal and inalienable rights of all members of the human family, as the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. Importantly, this inherent dignity represents a potential bridge between a number of different ideas, namely freedom, justice, and peace. In fact, it is this potential bridge that understanding dignity and the different fields of its regulation, human rights, bioethics, humanitarian law, equality law, and others, that might take to be the most important function of human dignity in international law. Here is a little bit from Wikipedia. Dignity is the right of a person to be valued and respected for their own sake, to be treated. It is of significance in morality, ethics, law, politics, as an extension of the Enlightenment era concepts of inherent inalienable rights. The term may also be used to describe one's personal conduct as behaving when dignity is a friend, respect. Some may ask, dignity equals respect? To me, dignity may be summarized as an acknowledging as well as honoring that others own themselves and thus possess value as fellow dignity beings. In the end, all we really have is each other, and life is just too damn short to not be kind. An axiological value judgment assessment of human beings shows with an axiological awareness a logic of values comes clear, which takes its basic premise that all persons always deserve positive regard. This was put forward by William Kelleher, PhD, in his writing on progressive logic. And the reason why we should be is because we are dignity beings. Dignity is an internal state of peace that comes with the recognition and acceptance of the value and vulnerability of all living things. Donna Hicks, 2011, in her book, Dignity, the essential role it plays in resolving conflict. But why care? Well, for me, because we are dignity beings, and others are just another fellow dignity being. I once thought no one is friendly, so I decided to start being a friend to others. No one even seemed to care. So I realized I need to care. No one made you feel as if you matter. So I started valuing others. I see that the world I live and the world I wish to live in starts with me. After all, other people are just fellow dignity beings, just like me. You can be kind and never love, but you cannot love and never be kind. Therefore, it is this generosity of humanity that we need most of all, the understanding, the respect and value for human dignity. For too long now, we have allowed the dark shadows of hate to cloud our mind while we wait in silence as if pondering, as if there is a need to commiserate the concept. For too long, little has been done, and we too often have been part of this dark cloud of shame. Hate violates the dignity of our fellows. Keep occurring. Simply, so many humans now, but sadly, one is still left asking, why ought we care? because kindness is like chicken soup to the essence of who we are. By validating the safety needs of our dignity. When the valuing of our dignity is followed, a deep respect for oneself and others as dignity beings will become more common. When we can see with the eyes of love and kindness, how well we will finally see and understand what a demonstration of a mature being of dignity when we value the human rights of others, as we now see others in the world as just fellow dignity beings. How can we not act? We need to understand what should be honored in others as fellow dignity beings, and the realization of the value involved in that, as well as strive to understand how to attack a person's human rights is an attack to the value and worth of a dignity being. Yes, I want you to see, and I want to see you, that previous being of dignity, worth of high value, being honored, moral weight to any violation of the self-ownership. And this dignity being, self-ownership right, is therefore before we even seek the connection. What will you do now? Here you are in the question, ever present, even if never said aloud. Do you see me now? Or are you stuck in trying to evaluate others' value and assessing their worth as a fellow dignity being? A violation of one's dignity, which is the emotional awareness or the emotional direction or detection of the world. As a dignity being can be quite harmful. Simply, we must see how it can create some psychological disturbance in the dignity being it is done to. I am a mutualistic thinker, and to me, we are all in this life together. We are just a group of fellow dignity beings. Therefore, I want my life to be of benefit to others in the world. So, a good start is fully grasping the power and value. We are naturally evolutionally derived dignity beings, not supernatural, magic-derived soul spirit beings. What equals a dignity being worth? It is the being whose species has cognitive awareness and the experience of pain. To make another dignity being feel unethical pain is to do an attack to their dignity as well as to our own. When I was younger, I had little value of dignity. I felt proud when I harmed those I didn't like. Now, I find the value of dignity deserving even in doing it when it seems as the only choice. If I wish to value myself, as I now see us for who we are, valuable dignity beings. As I see it now, how harmful and odd I find it for others who violate their own dignity by prejudice or bigotry against other equal humans, who are in fact fellow dignity beings. We too often get blinded by external packaging that holds a being of dignity internally. What am I saying is, don't just judge others by their outside, and rather see the worth they contain as a human value they have as a fellow being of dignity. Why is it easier for us to see what is wrong than people to decide to act on what is right? Why do I struggle in speaking what my heart loves as passionate as what I dislike or hate? When you say act of mercy, the thing being appealed to or for is the proposal for the human quality of dignity. May my lips be sweetened with the words of encouragement and compassion. May my heart stay warm in the arms of kindness. May my life be an expression of love to the world. Dignity awareness is our emotional awareness, always depending on cognition. But it doesn't take much to understand that we all deserve dignity, acknowledgement, promotion, and protection. Thank you. Be good to each other, my fellow dignity beings.